สวัสดีค่ะ Psychologist Dr. Mel Gill was pronounced dead by the doctors after a hiking accident back in 1976. He woke up losing his left arm. However, during the 19 minutes that he was out of his body, he discovered something very wonderful that he said gave him a new perspective on life. Today, Dr. Mel is an inspirational speaker, and he shares his secret about life, happiness, and success through his latest book, The Meta Secret.
Something happened to me on a dark night in 1976. It was December 19th, a day that would change my life forever. It was the day I died. You were dead for 19 minutes. When I came back, I did not come back the same. How do you feel? I did not come back alone. What seemed like days passed in 19 minutes. And over the course of the next few years, I began to remember the greatest mysteries revealed to me. Anything is possible. I discovered a secret beyond any secret. The sum of all secrets.
Mel, the moment that changed your life was in 1976.
Yes.
That was 35 years ago.
Yes.
What happened?
Well, actually, I went mountain climbing. I was hiking through the mountains and I lost my footing and fell a long distance all the way down.
Where is this mountain?
Malaysia.
Malaysia.
It was very rainy and mossy, and so it's easy to lose your footing. And so when I did that, I had compound fractures in my body and I couldn't find a decent hospital. They finally evacuated, medical evac to a place, but it wasn't really a hospital. There were rats all over the place. There were people and this was ICU, intensive care unit, and there were people selling food like hawkers coming in and out of the place in this ICU.
But you were conscious the whole time.
I was conscious of everything and I was in massive pain. Mm-hmm. All I remember was the pain. So finally, there was a medical evac to Singapore, and when I finally reached there, the gangrene, the infection in the arm, for instance, had been so bad that it went into my bloodstream. That's called gas gangrene. And so what happened is my organs started shutting down. My heart, my lungs, my brain, my kidneys, liver, everything shuts down with gas gangrene. So the doctor said that I'm going to die unless they perform this amputation of the left arm. Mm-hmm. And so all this was being said while I was unconscious. Now I heard it, and I don't know how I heard it. I finally, when they put me on the operating theater, and they were doing the procedure and all that, I suddenly found myself watching myself and watching the whole behavior, watching the operations crew. I saw everybody just talking, and I saw the conversations, and I heard the conversations in the hallway when my parents were crying, my brothers and sisters were crying, because they were just told that I was dead. I was clinically dead in the operating theater.
Dead as in your heart stopped?
The heart stopped.
Beating?
Yeah, and they were trying to revive me. And next thing I know, I heard the conversation and time of death, that was being announced. And so when they were announcing the time of death, I said, no, I was trying to tell everybody I'm still here.
You saw everything that was going on.
Very clearly. But the funny thing is I could also see people's thinking and people's thoughts. One of the nurses was thinking about having lunch and when this was all going to be over and da-da-da-da-da, so that she can do this. Somebody was thinking about somebody else. Somebody was saying, oh, poor thing, he's so young, and all of this. And the doctor was puzzled, and he had this puzzled feeling and didn't know what to do, and so on and so forth. Then the next thing I know, I was drawn up through the ceiling, and I went through this tunnel of light, and a being at the end of the tunnel of light said to me, son, it's not yet time. You have a lot of work to do. Go back.
So your soul left your body.
I
Is that right?
don't know what to call it. My consciousness was no longer in that room. My consciousness, because I can't call it soul. I don't know what it is.
You saw yourself lying on the bed, right?
I saw my body on the bed, yes, and saw everything. It was like very interesting. And when this being at the end of the tunnel of light said, "Go back," I felt pure love and pure unconditional surrender and everything else, and I was moved to tears, and I bargained with this being. I said, "If I have to go back, do you mind if I stay here just a little while?" And he said, "Sure." No argument, nothing, sure. And in my mind, I was there for like 4 or 5 days. But
what was so special about that place?
well, it's not just a place, it was a place of learning, a source, our origins, where we come from. Began to understand that everything on this earth is not as tangible as we make it out to be, and that the reality is not here, the reality is somewhere else, that all of earth was like an earth school, that here we are here to learn so many lessons.
What did you see? I mean, at the end of the tunnel with the voice and everything, but what did you see?
Well, the being that I was given to, right, finally the being said, "Sure, you can stay." So he handed me off to somebody like a tourist guide or something like this, or an angel, whatever.
But
he started to talk me around.
The he that you were talking about,
Yeah.
like, what was his shape or form?
In my mind, at that time, I thought he had like long hair, very good looking person, very tall. And I thought that this was wonderful, and just acceptance, total acceptance, very, very fuzzy.
An angel?
I don't know. I only know that everybody will meet a being like this when you leave this earth finally. I saw amazing things. But the difference was I saw it not just from my perspective, but from the perspective of the people that I was interacting with. That's the amazing part. I remember when I was 6 years old, and I pushed this boy down the stairs because he was a bully. And he was really bullying me a lot. And I found an opportunity to push him down the stairs anonymously. So I did that. Pum, 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 pum. He fell down. And when I reviewed the whole experience, I saw me push him. I saw me being satisfied that I pushed him. But I also felt every knock on the stairs, every hit, every time, I felt the gush of blood coming down his head, and I felt his total embarrassment where the whole school was laughing at him. And I also saw that he was meant to be a doctor, of medicine, but because of the fall, something hit the brain and and his timeline changed. He became a priest. So I had something to do with changing his entire karma. Or his life, destiny. I don't know what it was. Then I'll go through another experience just to tell you what it's like. There was an old lady, a beggar woman, sitting on the roadside, and she looked hungry. So, being in a Christian school and all of this, and I was doing good deeds for people, so I took all my money, whatever I had, and gave it to her. And she didn't say a word, didn't even look at me, took the money and threw it back in my face. So I just said, "Okay, well, hell with it, you don't want the money, no problem." I took my money, and little 12-year-old, indignant, I walked away thinking, go ahead, start. Then I felt an urge to turn around. And I turned around, and I felt somehow forced to go to this chicken rice shop. And I bought a thing of chicken rice in a packet for this lady, and I gave it to her, and I was a bit hesitant, just in case she threw it back at me this time. And I gave it to her, and she didn't even look up, didn't even make eye contact. She just kind of ate and ate and ate and ate and just didn't say a word, just ate and ate. And I walked away thinking, made one good deed for the day. I'm going to go to heaven or something like this. But in the Hall of Memories, I heard her thoughts. I felt her feelings. She threw the money back at me because she said, "I am not a beggar. I am not a beggar. Take your money." Boom, boom, boom. But she didn't say a word to me. Those were her thoughts. And when I walked away indignant, I saw a hand, an invisible hand, hold my shoulder and turn me around. That was the urge. That was the force. And it pushed me all the way to the chicken rice shop. And I bought the chicken rice and gave it to her. And I heard her thoughts. She said, thank you so much." She hadn't eaten for days. And that was the only food she had. And she was hateful of the world. She distrusted the world because her son got married to this idiot woman who kicked her out of the house and da 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 da. And since then, she's been living on the street, dirty and everything like this. And never talked to the son again. They have been trying to find her, can't find her, and all in all. And she hated all of mankind. But when I gave her the thing, she said, okay, you know, in her mind, she said, thank you, thank you. In her mind, she said, thank you, thank you, thank you. And she was persuaded to call her son that night itself. And so something happened, her entire timeline became better, and she lived with her son later, all because of that one act. And I had no idea all of this was happening until then. So the lesson is that if you do good things to a lot of people, whenever you can help, help. And when you come in and do your hall of memories and you review, my God, you will be laughing all the way to heaven. Imagine what Mother Teresa must be going through. You remember Mother Teresa and all that? She must be laughing away and, wow, oh yeah, bless you, bless you, bless you, and all that. She must be having a good time.
What was the place like? Like all white, dreamy, like heavenly?